Okay, so this is Chemistry Form 4, Chapter 6, another subtopic 6.11, Qualitative Analysis. So in this subtopic, you need to identify the cation and anion present in a salt, and also the confirmatory test to identify cations and anions of salt solution. Okay, so qualitative analysis of a salt is a technique used to identify the cation and anion present in a salt by analyzing its physical and chemical properties. So steps in qualitative analysis of salt, the first one, we need to observe the physical properties of the salt, and then um, what is the effect of heat on the salt, test for anions and cations, and last one, confirmatory test for cations and anions of the salt. The first one, observation of the physical properties of salt. So this is the first step to make inference. What is the possible cation and anion in the salt? We need to observe the physical properties such as color, the solubility of the salt in water. Okay, but this solubility test does not confirm the identities of the ion present, but it helps us to narrow down the possible identities of the ion present. Okay, so this one, for example, if we got a blue solution, so possibly the solution contains copper 2 plus ion. Okay, if the solution brown, possibly they contain iron 3 plus ion. If the solution green, possibly they contain iron 2 plus ion. Okay, so color of salt in solid state and in aqueous solution. The first one, salt containing iron 2 ion. The solid state, the color is green. Aqueous solution, green or light green. Salt containing iron 3 plus, solid state brown. Aqueous solution, brown or yellowish brown. Salt containing copper 2 sulfate or copper 2 nitrate, number 3 ya. Solid state, dia punya color blue. Aqueous solution, also blue. And then the fourth one, copper containing copper 2 chloride salt, CuCl2. Solid state, dia green. And aqueous solution, blue. Okay. And then last one here, copper 2 carbonate salt, CuCO3. Solid state, green. And aqueous solution, dia precipitate lah. Dia insoluble in water. So kita tahu copper 2 carbonate salt is insoluble salt. Okay, so semua ini adalah sangat penting supaya kita mengetahui identiti sesuatu garam itu. Okay, so this figure shows the examples of qualitative analysis of a solid X, which is green in color, and 3 possible results. So if we have this one, solid X, this is our salt, solid X, green in color. So when we add in distilled water, this is the possible result, number 1. It will form green precipitate. So solid X might be copper carbonate, CuCO3, or iron 2 salt, which is insoluble in water. So maksudnya kalau dia form green precipitate di sini, so kita tahu dia insoluble in water, so kemungkinan dia adalah garam copper carbonate ataupun iron 2 salt. Okay. Second one, if we get green color solution, the solid X might be iron 2 salt, which is soluble in water. And then the third possibility if the solution is blue color solution, okay, so solid X might be copper to chloride salt, okay, which is soluble in water. So ini adalah dia punya possible result. So walaupun the solubility of the salt itu kita tidak tahu dia punya identity of the salt, tetapi sekurang-kurangnya dia akan narrow down our investigation lah of the identity of the salt we study. Okay. So second one is effect of heat on salt and gas test. So the gas released when a salt is heated can be identified through its color, smell, action on moist litmus paper, or by conducting a gas test. So after heating the salt, we can make an inference on the ions that might be present based on the color of the residue and the gas identified. So this one, table 6.13, the color of the residue after heating, baki dia selepas dipanaskan warna hitam, black. So inference dia, salt contains copper 2 plus ion. If the color is brown, salt contains iron 3 plus ion. And if the color of the residue yellow when hot, white when cool, salt contains zinc 2 plus ion. And then when the color of the residue is brown when hot, yellow when cool, salt contains lead 2 plus ion. Okay? And then table 6.14, gas produced and the inference. If the gas turns lime water cloudy, so this one is carbonate salt. If the gas is brown and acidic, nitrate salt. If the gas is pungent, bau tajam, and alkaline, ammonium salt. If the gas ignites the glowing wooden splinter, it might be nitrate salt or silver salt or carbonate. Okay, carbonate salt. Okay, ignites the glowing wooden splinter might be nitrate salt or silver carbonate. Okay, silver carbonate salt. However, the qualitative analysis carried out could not identify the presence of cation in the salt. So example. So this one, salt X is white in color. Contoh, kita ada satu garam yang berwarna putih lah. We add with water the white solid insoluble in water. If the white solid insoluble in water, salt X is definitely an insoluble salt. Okay? When heated with high heat, the color of the residue is white when it is hot and cool. And then they produce colorless gas. The gas we pass through lime water, the lime water turns cloudy. So here we know that carbon dioxide gas release. So when carbon dioxide gas release, salt X contains carbonate ion. Okay? So daripada sini kita dapat membuat ramalan bahwa salt X is not iron 2 plus, iron 3 plus, or copper 2 plus because dia white in color. Okay? And then here, salt X is definitely not zinc 2 plus, not iron 2, not iron 3 plus, not lead 2 plus, or copper 2 plus. So di sini dia sudah membantu kita untuk narrow down our investigation. Okay? Another example, we have salt Y, white in color. Add water, colorless solution. So, bila dia colorless solution, tiada precipitate, ini adalah salt Y, ini adalah soluble salt. Okay, soluble salt. White in color, so salt Y is not iron 2 plus, iron 3 plus, or copper 2 plus. Sebab yang ini berwarna, betul? Berwarna. So, when heated with high heat, the color of the residue is white when it is hot and cool. And then dia produce brown gas dan juga colorless gas. So this one we test with glowing wooden splinter. The glowing wooden splinter okay, the glowing wooden splinter rekindles di sini. Maksudnya dia hidup semula. Okay. So daripada sini kita tahu bahawa brown nitrogen dioxide gas and oxygen gas is present. So this one and this one present. Salt Y contain nitrate ion. So ini adalah membantu untuk um, narrowing our investigation to identify the identity of salt. Okay, for anion test, only 4 anions are needed to be identified at your level, which are carbonate ion, sulfate ion, chloride ion, and nitrate ion. Okay, so daripada sini kita kena tahu the identity of the anion in a salt need to be confirmed through anion test. So this one, for carbonate ion, you add with dilute acid. Okay, add dilute acid. So the gas turns lime water cloudy. Okay, and then for chloride ion, add dilute nitric acid and then add a silver nitrate solution. It will form white precipitate. Okay, and then for ion, sulfate salt, when you add with dilute hydrochloric acid and barium chloride solution, it will form white precipitate. For nitrate salt, add dilute H2SO4, sulfuric acid, and then add solutions, iron sulfate solution, and then diikuti oleh adding concentrated sulfuric acid, dia akan form brown ring. Okay, brown ring. So nitric acid and barium nitrate solution can replace hydrochloric acid and barium chloride solution to test for the presence of sulfate. Okay, sulfate ion. Okay, so HCl itu boleh ditukar di sini. Boleh ditukar dengan barium nitrate solution dan juga nitric acid. Okay. So this one, test for carbonate ion. Test for carbonate ion. So this is the salt solution. When you add with dilute acid, observation dia, effervescence occur, the gas release turns lime water cloudy. Maksudnya di sini, the carbonate ion is present. Okay, kalau begini berlaku, carbonate ion present. So this is the ionic equation. H plus from the acid and the CO3 carbonate ion will release carbon dioxide and water. So di sini carbon dioxide turns lime water cloudy. Okay. Next one, test for chloride ion. Chloride ion. Here, chloride ion. The salt solution. You add some drops of nitric acid. After that, adding another silver nitrate solution. White precipitate is formed. So, chloride ion is present lah. Ionic equation dia ialah silver ion plus chloride ion. Dia jadi silver chloride solid. Maksudnya itulah dia punya white precipitate itu, silver chloride. Okay. Kemudian test for sulfate ion, SO4 2 minus. So the salt solution we add with HCl, hydrochloric acid, and then add with barium chloride, white precipitate form also. Okay, white precipitate form. So di sini sulfate ion present. The ionic equation is the Ba2 plus, the barium ion, and the sulfate ion. Dia form BaSO4, barium sulfate solid. So itu dia punya white precipitate yang form. Kemudian test for nitrate ion. So this is the salt solution containing nitrate ion. You add with dilute H2SO4, sulfuric acid, and then add with FeSO4, iron sulfate. Okay, and then add again concentrated sulfuric acid. So what happened is brown ring. Okay, brown ring is formed. So ini nitrate ion present. So bila ada brown ring, so itu adalah menunjukkan nitrate ion present. Okay? So we will continue in the next class. Thank you.